Hello everyone, this is part 5 of What If Naruto was banished and becomes Master Swordsman, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
It was early morning, 6 o'clock to be exact, and it was the departure day for the Hokage and her party along with the Kazekage and his party. The meeting would be held tomorrow in the Mist Village. Tsunade, still in her pajamas, was looking outside the window in her bedroom, in her two-story house near the Hokage monument. A memento of her grandfather, passed down to her parents, and now to her. She watched the village from her window. She could see Lee and Guy doing the daily laps around the village. She laughed to herself. Those two didn't come any weirder. The Hokage was thinking about the information that Kakashi gave her yesterday. She couldn't stop thinking that there was a possibility that her son, Senziru, was still alive. On top of trying to get Naruto to stay in the village, the nagging council, this upcoming meeting in Mist, and possibly the return of her son, Tsunade was getting a little stressed. She walked away from the window to go and prepare for the day ahead. After 20 minutes of preparation, which included showering and getting dressed, Tsunade walked into the kitchen to see Shizune making breakfast. Hello Tsunade-sama, I thought you would be hungry so I took the liberty of making you something to eat. Tsunade pulled out a chair and sat. This looks good Shizune, but you didn't have to go through the trouble of fixing me anything you know. Shizune brought Tsunade her plate then took a seat right next to hers. It's the least I can do, after all, you have been working really hard lately. Tsunade swallowed her food before speaking. Yes, I really have been working hard but that's not why you made me this breakfast. Shizune, I'm not upset okay? You don't have to try and cheer me up okay? Shizune met Tsunade's eyes. I'm sorry Tsunade-sama. However, you can't deny with all of the recent events that you don't deserve something nice. I guess you're right. Anyway, thanks for breakfast. I must be heading to the tower. I also have to do a few things before I leave. Also, have Naruto come to my office immediately. I need to talk to him. Tsunade ordered the younger girl. Yes Tsunade-sama, I will do that. Shizune went to clean the dishes. Hokage office 10 minutes. Tsunade entered her office to see Jiraiya sitting on the couch. I haven't seen you for a couple of days, where have you been? Tsunade asked while walking to her desk to take a seat. Jiraiya watched her as she sat. I actually went to see country to see Raiho. I'm back now and I think it's time we tell Naruto. You sure you want to tell him now? I don't know if it's a good idea Jiraiya. I mean, he deserves to know but at the same time the timing isn't right. Besides I called him here to inform him that he and his guest will be staying with me for the remainder of his stay. Tsunade informed her former teammate. You gave up on convincing him to rejoin the village? Jiraiya asked. No, I haven't given up but let's face it. You and I both know that Naruto staying in this village is a long shot. After we reveal his lineage to him he's going to hate this village even more. I don't blame him if he does either. Tsunade stated in a voice tinged with anger thinking about the village's treatment of Naruto. Jiraiya spoke, I see you notice the dirty looks that Mai and Yumi have received. Tsunade gave a slight nod, even though I have tons of paperwork, it doesn't mean that I'm blind. Yes I have seen the looks that some villages and even some of my own ninjas have given them. I figure that someone will try something while Naruto is away. They won't try anything while Mai and Yumi are at the Hokage's house. I will also have one of the shinobi that doesn't hate Naruto for being the QB container to protect Yumi and Mai. That's a good idea. I was trying to think of something but that is perfect. Jiraiya said. A young Chunin walked in the office. Tsunade-sama, Naruto is here like you asked. Send him in. The Chunin stepped aside to let Naruto in. Tell me about Chan, what was so important that you couldn't wait to tell me later? Naruto was obviously irate at being in the Hokage's office this early. Tsunade looked at Naruto and motioned for him to sit down. Naruto, we have something to tell you. Jiraiya got up off of the couch and walked over to Naruto. He dug his hand in the inner part of his jacket and handed Naruto a letter. Naruto, this letter should tell you everything. Before you read this letter, please understand that this was done for your own protection. Naruto eyed Jiraiya suspiciously. He looked at the letter that Jiraiya handed to him. He glanced at Tsunade, and then back to Jiraiya. So, what is this about? Naruto, please just read the letter okay? Naruto looked at Tsunade and did what she told him to do. He opened the letter and began to read. Dear Naruto, if you're reading this, then it means that I'm dead. It also means that you are old enough and strong enough to take care of yourself, which makes me proud. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there for you, but life is like that sometimes, you know. I think I'm rambling, but what do you say to a son that you will never watch grow and that you can never be there to protect? I guess it doesn't matter anymore, you can now protect yourself and your loved ones, I'm sure. Sitting here writing this letter, it pains me because neither will I or your mother, whom just passed giving birth to you, will be there to watch you take your first steps, to go with on your first day to the academy, or congratulate you from graduating from the academy. I know you're going to be a great ninja. You know your old man wasn't a slouch either, but I'm sure you will hear all about my accolades in the history books. One of my accomplishments will involve you greatly. Naruto, what I'm about to do is something that I have to do. After I finish writing this letter, I will take you with me to the battlefield and seal the Kyuubi inside of you. Understand that I had to do this. As a Hokage, I couldn't ask anyone in my village to make a sacrifice that I wouldn't make myself. I sincerely hope that people will see you as a hero, however, I'm a realist and I'm a little bit skeptical about this happening. Naruto, hopefully people will do as I wish, but if they don't, then I want you to be strong. If you hate me for what I'm about to do, then I understand. I just want you to know that there is no one that I would trust to harbor the power of the Kyuubi other than my son. Also, you need to know that your mother and I love you dearly. Don't be mad at Jiraiya, Sarutobi, and Kakashi for not telling you of your heritage. I told them not to tell you until you were ready. Jiraiya was ordered to give you the letter when you were ready for it, Sarutobi was to keep you secret and give you your mother's maiden name, and Kakashi, well, you should see him after reading this, he has something that I told him to give you. I just want you to know that both of your parents loved you and we would never leave you unless it was absolutely necessary. I'm giving up everything for my village and the only thing I want is for everyone to treat my son like the hero that he is, not some monster that they might believe you to be. You are Namikaze Naruto, son of the Yondaime Hokage, protect what is dear to you and never give up. Never give up and never go back on your word. That is my Nindo, I hope you can gain something from it. They are calling me son, I have to leave now. Don't worry Naruto, I'm always with you in spirit. Your loving father, Namikaze Minato. Naruto looked at the letter with a look of indifference. Tsunade and Jiraiya were trying to gauge his reaction. They were waiting for him to explode any second now, but he never did. Naruto slowly tore his gaze from the letter to focus on Tsunade. How long have you known? Tsunade heard the seriousness in Naruto's tone. I found out a couple of months after you left. Naruto turned to Jiraiya with a venomous look in his eyes. You knew all along and you didn't tell me. Why? How could you? Naruto, your father asked me a favor. If I told you, I would be breaking a dying man's wish, please understand. Jiraiya hoped his student would understand. I understand that my father sacrificed me to protect a village that shunned me. I was left to fend for myself, and I spent countless nights wondering if my parents abandoned me. All I ever wanted was to know who my parents were. You want to know what the lady at the orphanage told me once? She said that my parents had abandoned me because I was a good-for-nothing monster. Naruto vented his anger. Jiraiya gave Naruto a sympathetic look. I know you suffered Naruto, but... Naruto laughed mockingly. Suffered? What do you know about my suffering? I have a question for you Jiraiya, why not take me with you if you felt you owed Yondaime him? Sarutobi ordered that you not leave the village until you became a genin. I fought but he wouldn't budge. I'm sorry Naruto, there was nothing I could do. Jiraiya said to his student. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Excuses. He then took his gaze off of Jiraiya and turned to Tsunade. Don't think you're off the hook. You may not have known from the beginning, but why didn't you inform the council? If they knew I was the son of the Yondaime then. Tsunade cut Naruto off. They already know. They all knew before me. Naruto was now fuming. You mean to tell me that they know and they still treat me as if I'm a plague? I'm sorry Naruto. It's hard for them to understand that you aren't the Kyuubi, you're just Naruto. Tsunade gave the blonde a smile hoping it would lighten the mood. Naruto just got up and headed to the door. Where are you going? Jiraiya asked. Kakashi has something that belongs to me, I'm going to get it. Naruto stopped at the door. He then looked back at the Hokage. When this war is completely over and finished, I'm done with Konoha. My family sacrificed too much and has not gotten anything in return, not even a thank you. I should have charged more, but no amount of money could pay the debt that Konoha owes. Naruto walked out of the office, leaving Tsunade and Jiraiya behind. Tsunade looked at her former teammate. He took that better than I thought. Jiraiya nodded. Yes, he did. He's right though, Konoha owes him more than they can count. Getting him to stay in the village is going to be harder now, Tsunade. I'm not going to try. The blonde Hokage informed her teammate. Really? I thought that you said you wanted him to become a member of this village again. I did, but he more than anyone deserves to be happy. Before I contacted him, I'm sure he was happy. This village has been hell for him and it's selfish to ask him back knowing that he suffered here for far too long. No, Jiraiya, I'm not going to ask him to stay. Jiraiya looked at the door that Naruto left through and just sighed. Should I go to make sure Kakashi is still alive or what? Tsunade looked at her teammate. Do what you want. Kakashi is a big boy, he can take care of himself. Jiraiya sat back down on the couch. I guess you're right. So you're leaving for Mist later on today, I see. Yes, the meeting is tomorrow at noon. We should arrive in Mist about 7 p.m. today. At least it gives us some time to get adjusted. I just want to put an end to this pathetic war. It seems like we're fighting over nothing. The Hokage stated. This war is not what you might think it to be, Tsunade. I hate being cryptic, but you will find out what this war is all about real soon. Tsunade quirked an eyebrow at Jiraiya's comment. You know what this war is about, don't you? Your trip to Sea Country had a purpose. Tell me, Jiraiya, why go to Sea Country? Jiraiya responded, my trip to Sea Country was to see Raiho. I had to find out something that concerns Naruto, however what I found was something more than I expected. All I'm going to say is keep your eyes open while in Mist. You will definitely miss something if you don't. Tsunade stood up and slammed her hand against the table. What the hell is that supposed to mean, goddamn? Jiraiya's body flickered, leaving a trail of smoke where he was once sitting. Goddamn it, he knew something. I swear when I see that frog-loving bastard I'm going to kick his ass. Tsunade sat back in her chair and started to massage her eyebrows. I'm getting too old for this shit. I really need a drink right now. The medic Nin pulled out a glass and poured a cup of sake. Kakashi's apartment building. Naruto was knocking on the door of Kakashi's apartment. The knocks were so loud that the person next door came out. Would you keep it down? Some of us are trying to sleep here. Naruto slowly turned his head to face the person that was telling him to keep it down. Oh, Naruto, it's just you. Why the hell are you knocking so loud? Naruto just looked at Ino. She saw the anger in his eyes and wondered what had him up and pissed this early. Ino decided to be nice. Naruto, come in. I'm sure Kakashi isn't in right now and you look like you haven't eaten, so come on in and let me fix you a meal. Naruto thought it over for a second. He decided to eat at her apartment. After all, he could just wait there until Kakashi returned. Naruto walked over and entered Ino's apartment. Ino motioned for Naruto to follow her to the kitchen. She motioned for him to take a seat at the table. Ino went into the fridge to get some stuff to prepare breakfast. Why are you knocking on Kakashi's door so early anyway? He has something that belongs to me and I want it right now. Naruto informed the Kunoichi. Whatever. Sakura, get your lazy ass out here. Ino looked at Naruto. She had a long night at the hospital, but maybe she can tell you where Kakashi is. Sakura came out of her room in a long white t-shirt and pink slippers on. Rubbing her eyes, she walked into the kitchen. Damn Ino, you could have let me sleep a little longer. Why the hell did you wake me? Ino pointed in Naruto's direction, causing Sakura to turn and face him. She saw Naruto and jumped back slightly. Naruto, you scared me. What brings you here? I came looking for Kakashi, but he wasn't there and Ino offered to make me breakfast. You wouldn't happen to know where he's at? Naruto asked his former teammate. Sakura put his hand on her chin. Well, he's usually training with Sasuke and Sai this time of the morning. They usually train until about 9. Why are you looking for Kakashi-sensei? Naruto stood up. Like I told Ino, he has something that belongs to me. Naruto's body flickered out of the room, leaving the girls behind. Ino tightened her fist. That bastard, how dare he not stay for my breakfast? Doesn't he know that I don't just cook for anyone? Oh, that Naruto is so going to pay when I catch him. I'm going to make him this breakfast, kick his ass, and shove it down his throat. You hear that, Naruto? Consider your ass kicked, you bastard. Ino looked around to see that Sakura had already slipped out of the room. This pissed her off even more. Ino just pumped her fist in the air to vent her frustration. Ino looked out of the window and saw Chuji walking with Lee. Chuji, Lee, I'm making a big breakfast and I can't possibly finish off by myself. Would you guys care to join me? Chuji and Lee looked at each other before their mouth filled with saliva. Before Ino knew it, the two Junins were sitting at her table. Ino forced a smile. Sakura and Naruto, you two are so dead. Team 7 training ground. Sasuke was sparring with Sai, and getting the better of him. Kakashi was looking at the members of the new Team 7 spar. Sai was losing and Kakashi decided it was enough. Okay, Sasuke and Sai, that's enough. We're done sparring for today. Sasuke looked at Kakashi and narrowed his eyes. He was pissed at the fact that Kakashi stopped him from pummeling Sai some more. Sasuke's attitude changed when he saw Naruto walking towards them. Kakashi saw the sudden mood change in Sasuke. This caused him to turn around. What Kakashi saw was a pissed-off looking Naruto. As Naruto walked up, Kakashi waved, "Hey Naruto, how's everything?" "Cut the formalities, Kakashi, I've come to get what rightfully belongs to me." Sasuke stepped up. "Looks like I might get a good spar, unless you're scared to fight, Dobe." Naruto cut his eyes at Sasuke. "I don't have time to use you as a punching bag, Sasuke, maybe some other time." Naruto turned his attentions back to Kakashi. "You know why I'm here, Kakashi, let's go now." "I guess Jiraiya told you." "Well Naruto, for what it's worth, I'm sorry I didn't inform you of this news." "Let's go, I think I should give you what is rightfully yours," Kakashi said. Naruto and Kakashi walked off, with Kakashi leading the way. Sai walked up to Sasuke, who was still mad at Naruto. "So that was Uzumaki Naruto, eh? He doesn't look strong, but I guess he's something if he kicked your ass." When Sasuke turned around to face Sai, he had disappeared, leaving Sasuke alone. Sasuke decided to go home and shower up. Maybe a little R&R would cool him down just a little. 10 minutes later in Kakashi's apartment. Kakashi motioned for Naruto to sit. However, he opted to stand. Kakashi shrugged and went to his back room. The copy nin came back with a scroll and a kunai. He handed the two items to Naruto. Naruto looked at the items curiously, trying to figure out the purpose. Kakashi spoke, "I have no idea what's in the scroll, however, that kunai is a special kunai. Your father used the kunai to perform arguably the greatest technique ever created." "Naruto, do you know why your father was called that yellow flash?" Naruto shook his head. Kakashi began to explain. Yondaime was famous for a technique called the Hiraishin no Jutsu. With this technique, he could move at the speed of light. This technique made him feared throughout all of the ninja villages. Your father was a great man, Naruto. I'm truly sorry you had to find out this way. Naruto just looked at Kakashi. Kakashi couldn't tell what Naruto was thinking, which made him uneasy. The silence thickened. After a minute Naruto spoke, "What was your connection with the fourth, Kakashi?" "I was his student." Naruto's eyes narrowed at the copy nin. Before he did something to Kakashi, Naruto just turned around and walked out his apartment. Kakashi knew that fact made Naruto mad. He knew that Naruto felt that he should have taught him. After all, his father did teach Kakashi. Naruto just walked down the hall. Ino opened her door to let Lee and Chuji out. Lee and Chuji turned to see Naruto walk past them. Lee called out the blonde, "Naruto-kun. How's it going?" Lee got no response from the blonde. Lee looked dejected. "I wonder what happened to Naruto-kun." "I don't know, but he was looking for Kakashi earlier," Ino stated. "Whatever it is, he looked really pissed," Chuji said. "Pissed is an understatement. He's mad at me for keeping a secret from him," Kakashi informed the trio, who jumped at his presence. Ino's brow elevated slightly. "What did you do?" "I knew who his parents were and I kept the secret from him," the copy nin informed the trio. "Why would you do that?" Ino said with a slightly elevated voice. Kakashi just turned around, walked back to his apartment. When he closed the door, the trio looked at each other. Chuji, Ino, and Lee took off to find out what was up with Naruto. Naruto was walking down the street looking at the scroll and the kunai that Kakashi had given him. He was studying it. He had to admit that the craftsmanship was top-notch. Naruto put the kunai in his pouch. He decided to go to a place where he could think. He decided to go to the one place that would bring him comfort in this village, the top of the fourth's head. He laughed at the irony. I guess kids will always seek out the parents when they need comfort. Naruto went to sit on top of the fourth's head to think things over. Ino, Lee, and Chuji were looking for the blonde. Instead of finding him, they ran into Asuma. Hey guys, did any of you see Kurenai? Lee shook his head. No, Asuma-san, we did not. Did you happen to see Naruto-kun? No, I haven't. Did you guys check his hotel? If he's not there, I would check the Hokage's tower or the Ichiraku ramen stand. If you guys don't find him there, then I don't know what to tell you. By the way, why are you guys looking for Naruto? Questioned the son of the third. Ino spoke. Well, he just came out of Kakashi's apartment mad. He had a weird kunai with him and a scroll. The mentioning of the kunai caught Asuma's attention. Wait, did you say he had a weird kunai with him? Yes, it's quite irregular. It had two pointy hilts at the base of the kunai. Why, what's so important about a kunai? Ino asked her former instructor. Asuma tried to choose his word carefully. It's complicated, Ino. If you see Kurenai, tell her that I'm looking for her. Asuma walked off, leaving the group behind. So Naruto finally knows. I'm surprised that he didn't beat Kakashi into the ground, but the day is still early. I better find Kurenai. I hope she's okay. Top of the Hokage monument. Naruto sat on the fourth's head processing the new information he just received. He just kept asking himself, why didn't anyone tell him? He already knew the answer, but it wasn't good enough for him. Naruto just looked up into the sky. The only thing is, why didn't the third tell him he had parents? The old man could have said that his parents died fighting the Kyuubi. Anything would have been better than growing up thinking he was abandoned by them. Naruto stood up on top of his father's head and looked down at the village. He just shook his head. He decided to go back to the hotel and spend a couple of hours with Yumi before he headed to Mist. As he was walking away, he stopped and looked at the sky. I wonder how different things would have been if you were alive. 11 a.m. Konoha. Ino, Chuji and Lee decided to give up on finding Naruto. They went to the hotel right after they left Asuma. Yumi informed them that Naruto wasn't there. They checked Ichiraku and found out that Ayami hadn't seen him either. The group walked side by side in defeat. Chuji broke the silence. That guy is hard as hell to find. Yes, Naruto-kun is hard to track down. Lee stated in agreement with his friend. We have to find out what's wrong with Naruto, guys. We can't give up. I know he's going with the Hokage today. We can talk to him before he leaves. Ino told the boys. What the hell are you babbling about now, Ino? I bet it's troublesome as usual. Ino turned around to see Shikamaru and Temari walking side by side. She glared at her teammate. Everything is always troublesome for you, but if you must know, we are looking for Naruto. This caught Shikamaru's interest. Why are you looking for Naruto? Chuji spoke. We caught him leaving Kakashi's house after Ino was kind enough to serve me and Lee a delicious breakfast. He was pretty mad at Kakashi. Shikamaru thought it over for a minute. That's interesting. Ino raised her index finger. Yes, that's what I thought too. He was knocking on Kakashi's door around 8 this morning. I told him to come in so I could fix him something to eat, but he left when Sakura told him where Kakashi was. About 10 to 20 minutes later, we see him storming out of Kakashi's place with a scroll and a weird kunai. Tell me, Ino, how did this kunai look? Shikamaru had an idea of what happened, but still asked Ino to confirm it. Well, it had 2 points at the end of the hilt. Why are you asking me this? Asuma-sensei asked me this as well. What the hell is so special about a kunai? Ino asked the lazy Junin. It's complicated, Ino, and too troublesome to explain. Frankly, I don't have the time to start from the beginning, but I will say this, the kunai that Naruto had should answer any questions you may have. Anyway, from what you tell me and what I have concluded, I would warn you guys to let Naruto be. If anything, you might just piss him off, so don't try and find out from him. Look underneath the underneath. Shikamaru and Temari walked off, leaving the trio looking at each other. Temari looked at Shikamaru. Now I'm curious, what the hell is the connection between Naruto and a weird kunai? The kunai, let's just say it's his heritage. Shikamaru answered. You're being cryptic. What the hell does that mean? Temari was getting slightly angry. I can't tell you. The only person who can and should tell you is Naruto. Temari, I have to find Naruto, you should head back to the hotel. What? No, I'm coming. There is something that you're not telling me and I want to know. Would you just go back to the hotel? Shikamaru raised his voice, causing Temari to jump. He calmed and spoke again. I'm sorry for raising my voice, but please Temari, this is important. I need to confirm something, and this is a village secret. She looked in his eyes and saw that he was serious about this. Okay, but you're going to make this up to me when I get back. Shikamaru sighed. What is it that I have to do exactly? She whispered something in Shikamaru's ear, which caused his eyes to bulge out of his head. You want me to do that? What? You have a problem with that? She asked. No, not at all. I thought you were going to have me do something else, but that is great. It's not troublesome. Nope, not troublesome at all. I figure you would say that. Well, I guess I'll see you before we set off. Later. She kissed him on the lips, then walked off. Shikamaru headed in the direction of the hotel that Naruto was staying at, thinking happy thoughts. 11:45 p.m. Hotel. Naruto kissed Yumi. I have to go. Naruto turned around to open the door, but Yumi grabbed his arm and turned him back around. Naruto, when you get back, we'll talk more about this, okay? I really don't want to talk about it anymore, but if it will make you feel any better, then I guess it couldn't hurt. Naruto said. Naruto, it's good for you to let it out and not bottle things up. I just want you to be happy, that's all. Yumi said while caressing his cheek. I know. Yumi, I have to go. I will see you when I get back. Naruto kissed her one last time. He then left the hotel. Naruto was on his way to the docks when he spotted Shikamaru leaning against the wall of the building, so you finally decided to head to the ship. Let's walk together. That's all right, I'll walk alone. Naruto told Shikamaru. From what Ino tells me, Kakashi has given you your father's kunai. Naruto froze. Naruto didn't turn around when he spoke. How did you know? Shikamaru walked up to Naruto. Let's walk and talk. Naruto nodded and they continued to the docks. Shikamaru spoke. I put two and two together. I found out a couple of weeks after your banishment. I wondered why you were being banished for a mission that wasn't your fault. To me, it seemed like the council had it out for you, and that got me to thinking. Naruto gave Shikamaru a side glance. Are you going to tell me how you figured it out? Well, it wasn't hard if you open your eyes. The thing I was trying to figure out was why did all of the adults hate you? So I proceeded to find out, and that led me to more than I ever expected. When I confronted Tsunade, I told her that I thought back to a time when Hinata asked Haruka about your birthday. You came to class sporting goggles the next day, I believe. When I thought back to that time, I put it all together. I figured that you were hated for something that had to do with the 9 tails. Shikamaru stated. Naruto spoke once more, still not telling me how you found out. Shikamaru spoke. You're right, I guess in the interest of time I should speed it up. Anyway, I asked Temari about Gaara's demon and how come they couldn't kill it, when the 4th killed the Kyuubi. Let me guess, she told you that there was no way for a human to kill a demon. Naruto stated. Yes, exactly what she said. Then I put it together. Your weird chakra at the Chunin finals, the whisker marks, and the hatred you received. It was because you're the jailer of the Kyuubi. That led me to ask, why would the 4th seal the Kyuubi inside of you? Based on the stories that everyone tells about him being a nobleman, I figured he wouldn't ask anyone else to sacrifice their child, which is why he sacrificed his own son. Naruto shook his head. You're too smart for your own good, Shikamaru. You should just let things be. Shikamaru shrugged his shoulders. It was troublesome, but as the leader of the mission to retrieve Uchiha, I figured the blame should be passed all around, not just to you. In fact, I believe nobody should have been blamed. He wasn't kidnapped, he went on his own accord and you suffered for his actions. It sucks that he's going to be Hokage. I know you would have made a great one. Maybe I would have, but we will never know. I hate asking, but could you do me a favor, Shikamaru? Naruto asked the pineapple-haired Junin. What is it? Shikamaru asked the Yondaim's son. Yumi and her mother have been getting funny looks from the villagers and some the shinobi here. If you could, would you? I'll keep a close eye on 'em, Naruto. Shikamaru answered the question Naruto was about to ask. The two arrived at the docks to see Gaara, Sasuke, Sakura, Kankuro, Tsunade, Neji, Kakashi, Temari, and 4 Anbu guards. Naruto and Shikamaru walked up to the crowd. Naruto walked past them and went onto the ship. Every looked at Naruto, then back Shikamaru. What? It's too troublesome to explain. I'm sure Kakashi and Tsunade-sama knows why he's acting the way he's acting. Anyway, I have paperwork to do, he proceeded to walk off. He turned back to look at Temari. Don't do anything troublesome. She smiled. I will try not to do anything troublesome, cry baby. Shikamaru turned around and headed towards the administration building. Tsunade motioned for everyone to get on the ship. After 15 minutes, the ship sailed off. Destination, Mist Village. 7 p.m. Water Country. The ship docked in the Mist Village docks. During the whole ride, Naruto, Neji, Gaara, and Sasuke were off by themselves. Temari, Kankuro and Sakura were entertaining each other. Tsunade and Kakashi were in her private until a crew member informed them that they had arrived. Around 5 minutes later, Tsunade and Gaara, dressed in their respective Kage outfits, were greeted by a couple of Mist Nins. Welcome Hokage-sama, Kazekage-sama, we have been expecting you and your guests. If you will please follow us. The group followed the Mist Nins. One of the Mist Nins spoke, Hokage-sama, Kazekage-sama, you and your guest have been invited to have dinner with Mizukage, the Reikage, and the Chuchikage and their respective entourages. Tsunade spoke, if you would gladly inform me, how many guests are with the Reikage and the Chuchikage. The Nin turned back to Tsunade, well, there are 4 guests that came with the Chuchikage and 5 guests that came with Reikage. They've been awaiting your arrival. The group of Mist Nin led them to a nice restaurant. When they entered, the group from the Leaf and the Sand saw that they, along with the group from the Mist, the group from the Rock, and the group from the Cloud were the only ones there. The Mizukage stood up, welcome guests. How are you doing Hokage Dono, Kazekage Dono? Tsunade spoke up, I'm great and yourself. Single quote. I'm good as well. Would you all please sit, there are seats all over. He motioned for them to sit. Everyone took a seat at the table. Naruto could feel the stares directed at him. They were coming from all of the Cloud Nins and Rock Nins. The waiter came to the table and asked everyone for the dinner orders. Once the waiter took their orders, he left. The Mizukage spoke, so I see you have bought the Golden Fox, Uchiha Sasuke, Copy Ninja Kakashi, a Hyuga, and I'm not familiar with this lovely lady, Hokage Dono. Who is she if you don't mind me asking? Tsunade spoke up, that is Haruno Sakura, my apprentice. The Reikage spoke, bringing this many skilled shinobi makes one think you're preparing to kill someone. Tsunade looked at the Reikage, well you never know what type of protection you might need. It's a dangerous world we live in. I guess you're right. So why bring Uzumaki, he isn't a Leaf Nin is he? The Reikage asked. Gaara spoke, does it matter? His presence here is really none of your concern. The Reikage narrowed his eyes at Gaara, I suppose it isn't, I'm just curious, that's all. The Chuchikage spoke, I see you're not worried about being attacked Kazekage Dono. To only travel with 2 people you must be pretty confident. Kankuro spoke, Gaara doesn't need us here. The fact of the matter is we signed on for this mission. It's not like your forces are a real threat anyway. A Rock Nin, with a bald head and brown eyes clenched his fist under the table. He wanted to pound that makeup-wearing freak. His anger turned into confusion when heard laughter coming from the Chuchikage, I suppose you're right. It's not like any of us really need people to guard us. I mean, what type of cages would we be if we needed to be guarded? Naruto was getting bored. The dinner in his mind was pointless and the stares that he was receiving just made him madder. A female Rock Nin, who looked to be in her late 20s, looked at Naruto, Uzumaki, did you kill any Rock Nins lately? Naruto looked at the girl, does it matter? I'm sure you want to kill me. If you were going to try anything, I would seriously think about it. I already took out over 100 of your Nins, effortlessly I might add, so do what you think. The girl eyed Naruto with anger, there's no need for that now Uzumaki, your time will come. Naruto didn't ever respond to the girl. Kuin looked at the girl who spoke, it seems that your village is always having problems with blondes, eh? The Chuchikage gave a slight laugh, true. Last time it was the yellow flash, now it's the golden fox. Not only are they blondes, they kind of look alike as well. You wouldn't happen to be his son. Tsunade and Kakashi didn't let their emotions betray them and neither did Naruto. Naruto stayed quiet for a couple of minutes before speaking, the only thing that we have in common is our eye and hair color. The comparison stopped there. I know if he had a kid it would have been known. The Chuchikage stated. If he did have a kid what did you plan on doing to that child? Neji asked. The Raikage looked to Neji. So, the Hyuga speaks. Neji glanced at him, then back to the Chuchikage awaiting his answer. Well, to be quite blunt with you, the child would have been killed. That Yellow Flash's skill was beyond belief. Tsunade slammed the table. Do you think your pathetic village could have done anything to the leaf? If Naruto here was able to kill all the nins, effortlessly was it Naruto? Effortlessly, Naruto confirmed. Effortlessly, do you think you could have even killed Yondaim's kid, if he had one? Tsunade demanded. Yes. The Chuchikage stated. Sasuke smirked at the Chuchikage. You forget that the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan protect the leaf. Let's say he had a kid, you would have gotten nowhere near the child. You would have been signing your death warrants. The mighty Uchiha clan, I forgot. Wasn't your clan wiped out by a single ninja? A rock nin, with black hair and brown eyes, whom was clearly older than Kakashi but younger than Tsunade, said. You're right, the Uchiha clan was wiped out by one lone nin. But if you must know, that nin was an Uchiha. You will do well to remember that. Sasuke responded with a smirk. The Mizukage spoke up. Come people, let us all try to get along. Isn't that why we're all here? Naruto spoke. The reason we are here is because Sasuke, Sakura, and I just waltzed into a ninja base in Lightning Country and recovered some secret documents. Isn't that right, Raikage? The Raikage looked at Tsunade. He has spunk, doesn't he? There was this leaf nin who also had spunk. He pulled out a black headband with the symbol on it and tossed it to Tsunade. It seemed spunk was all he had. Tsunade analyzed the headband. She looked on the back to see something that she had wrote years ago. The inscription said, become strong and protect what is dear to you. She gripped the headband and looked at the Raikage with hatred in her eyes. The Raikage noticed the look and continued, poor kid really, could have been a promising ninja if his parents had taught him better. Kakashi knew that would set Tsunade off. He placed his hand on her balled up fist that was under the table. She looked at Kakashi, who just shook his head. Tsunade collected herself. Well, Raikage Dono, I'm glad you were so kind enough to return the headband of a leaf nin. Don't mention it. The Raikage said with a grin. If you would excuse me, I lost my appetite. Mizukage, if you would have someone show me and my guest to our hotel rooms, I would be grateful. The Mizukage motioned for one his guards to escort Tsunade and her guests. Gaara stood up. Temari and Kankuro quickly followed. He looked at the Mizukage. Do I even need to ask? The Mizukage motioned for one of his guards to escort the Kazekage and his guest to their hotel rooms. When they got outside, Naruto left the group. Sakura yelled after him, Naruto, where are you going? He didn't even look back to acknowledge her, he just kept walking. Tsunade looked at Sasuke and Neji. Go follow him. I know he can take care of himself, but those nins were looking at him funny in there. I'm quite sure that they will try something. Sakura, Kakashi, follow me. Gaara looked at Temari and Kankuro. Did you pick up on the vibe that I picked up in there? Temari responded, yes I did. There is something out of place. Gaara, what do you want us to do? Kankuro asked. Gaara thought about Kankuru's question. I would have said follow Naruto, but he's more than capable. Besides, that won't give me insight onto what is wrong here. I want you guys to watch that guy from the cloud with the blue hair and that bald-headed guy from the rock. Do not engage those two in combat. Just observe and report your findings back to me, okay? Naruto was walking through the village. Young Mist Nins watched him as he walked by. Older Mist Nins were whispering about who he was. Naruto paid them no mind. He was still coming to grips with the fact that he was the fourth son. Naruto turned down a deserted street. He was deep in thought. I wonder who my mother was. I'm sure that perverted bastard knows. Kakashi would definitely know. I'll ask him about it. I have to ask him, Tsunade, or Jiraiya about something in the scroll. I'm sure they know the location of the Namika's house. Naruto's thoughts were broken when shurikens flew at him. Naruto flipped and avoided them. He looked up to see the female Cloud Nin. She gave him a sinister smile. Uzumaki Naruto, today is the day that you die. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sako Kumoko, third strongest in the cloud. We can do this two ways. 1, you can lie down and die, or 2, you can fight and die. The choice is yours. Naruto turned around to walk away from her. Get lost. I have a lot of shit on my mind. If you're the third strongest in cloud, then your village is pathetic. The Kaneki appeared in front of him. You're not going anywhere. She threw a punch to Naruto's face. Instead of dodging it, Naruto took it full force. His head snapped back to the right. She smirked, but his laughter caused her to raise her eyebrow in question. Naruto slowly turned his head back to face her. You really want to kill me, don't you? Okay, I gave you a chance to leave here alive. Naruto blurred out of sight. The Kaneki from the cloud couldn't believe he was this fast. She was looking around to find Naruto. A fist connected to the left side of her jaw, sending her flying and skidding to the ground. She jumped up quickly to see where he went. A sharp kick was planted in her chin, sending her in the air. While in the air, a kick in the back from one of his clones sent her upward. Another kick followed from her left side, which was followed by a kick from her right side, which was followed by a kick to her stomach, sending her towards the sky. She looked up to see Naruto coming down with a kick aimed at her head. She knew that she couldn't dodge it. The kick landed, sending her crashing to the ground. Naruto formed a Rasengan in his hand as he approached her slowly. I was walking trying to mind my business, but no, here you come and disturb my peace because of some grudge. I'm sure you have your reasons, but you really picked the wrong fucking time to mess with me. I gave you an out, but it looks like the cloud is going back -1. Naruto's killer intent scared the Konoha from the cloud. Before Naruto got close to her, lightning struck the ground, causing him to jump back. He dispersed the Rasengan and looked up to see 4 more cloud Junins. Naruto looked at the cloud nin with blue hair. Something about that guy made Naruto wonder. He then looked at the other 3, one of whom, Kadan, decided to go help Kumoko. The other remaining 2 stood beside the man with blue hair. The one on the right was close to 7 feet. He had long black hair, black eyes and a complexion similar to Naruto's. The other man, the one on the left, was the same height as the one in the middle. His brown hair and emerald eyes were fixed on the blonde before him. The one in the middle motioned for the 2 to go next to Kumoko. The 2 men landed next to Kumoko and Kadan. Kumoko placed an arm around Kadan's shoulder for support. Naruto saw the other nin move from his position on the roof to in front of Naruto. The blue-haired ninja smiled at Naruto. I'm sorry for her attacking you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nenshu Kuin. Uzumaki Naruto. Kuin continued, this tall gentleman here is Roba, the brown-haired gentleman over there is Daki, and the guy holding up the girl is Kadan. Why did she attack me? Naruto asked Kuin. Well, you killed her father, the clouds, red lightning. She just wanted to avenge her father's death. It doesn't matter, people die in fights all the time, we can't let a little thing like revenge consume us. Kuin informed Naruto. If it's any consolation, her father tried to kill me, I was only protecting myself. He did however put up a good fight. Naruto said emotionlessly. Kuin smiled, I'm sure he did. Well Naruto, you don't have to worry about dying here today. I will kill you another time. Naruto smiled, HMPH, why not do it now and get it over with? Kuin responded, it isn't the time for that. However, my men here will rough you up bit while I watch, if you don't mind that is. Naruto got into a fighting stance, I need to let off some steam anyway. I can use these 2 idiots as punching bags. The 2 men flanking Kuin's charged Naruto, but 2 kunai implanted in the ground caused them to stop mid-stride. Naruto turned around to see Sasuke and Neji standing over him with their arms folded. Sasuke smirked at Naruto, you disappoint me Dobe. I was expecting to come here and find 5 cloud nins dead or heavily injured, but what I find is 1 girl injured and 4 guys getting ready to kick your ass, pathetic. Naruto turned his gaze back on the cloud nins, well if you had waited a bit longer you would have gotten a good show. You interfered because you wanted a piece of the action. Sasuke closed his eyes with a grin on his face, HMPH, I guess you're right. Since you're too scared to fight me, I guess I can use these fools for sport. Sasuke and Neji disappeared from the roof and appeared right next to Naruto. Neji look at the nins from Cloud, unless you want to die, I suggest you turn around and go about your business. Daki narrowed his eyes at Neji and Sasuke, this doesn't involve you Hyuga, or you, Uchiha. Actually, it does involve the Uchiha as well. Kuin stated. What involves me? Kuin began to explain, well you see, I was telling Naruto that I was going to be the one to kill him. I also made you one of the people that I want to kill. You should feel honored, it's not every day that you get someone with my skill to play the role of executioner. Sasuke activated his Sharingan, oh executioner. Well, I suggest you kill me now if you can. Kuan smiled at the raven-haired man in front of him. Not now, Sasuke. You will die soon, that much I promise. Well, it looks like I won't get to see how strong you are, Naruto. It's okay though, I'm sure I will find out shortly. Kadan, Daki, Roba, Kumoko, were leaving. Farewell Naruto, Sasuke, and Hyuga. We will definitely meet again. The Cloud Nins disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Neji turned to Naruto. What was that all about, Naruto? Naruto spoke, I don't know. The girl attacked me first. When I went in to finish her off, the other 4 appeared. The other 3 seemed to be strong, not very, but still strong in their own right. But that one with blue hair, something is off about him. Sasuke looked at the spot where the Cloud Nins disappeared. You're right, but we probably won't find out right now. The best thing to do is just watch and observe, Neji stated. A clapping sound caused all of them to turn around. What they saw was a man sitting at the edge of the roof with a black cloak. The man with the black coat spoke, that would be the best thing to do, Hyuga. Oh, and before you guys get defensive, I'm not an enemy. In fact, I'm an ally. Sasuke narrowed his eyes at the man. We don't need you as an ally. Get lost, loser. Are all Uchihas arrogant? It doesn't matter, I'm here just to compliment you guys on your course of action. But I'm here actually for you, Naruto. The man in black cloak stated. It seems that Raiho was right about you. The mentioning of his sensei caught Naruto's attention. You know Raiho sensei? Yes, I know Raiho, I was actually at his house yesterday. The cloaked man said. The man in the cloak removed his hood to reveal his black hair and his golden brown eyes. His look was nothing short of serious. Naruto, I'm here to pass along a message. Well, I'm here to pass along 2 messages. The first is about you, Naruto. Raiho said it's time you take the trials. I'm sure you know what that means. The next message is to be relayed to the Hokage. Tell her, sake is not water. I also think she would be pleased to know the phoenix has risen from the ashes. The group's eyes bugged, they knew who this man was. Naruto was the first to break the silence. You're Senziru, aren't you? So you know who I am. Just be sure to relay the message. Oh, and Naruto, what level are your gravity seals on? Senziru asked. How did you know I had gravity seals? Naruto asked. I spoke to Raiho, remember? Senziru stated. Naruto responded, I'm currently at X3. I can only assume that you have them, so what level are you on? Senziru smirked, I'm currently on X6. Later guys, Senziru disappeared in a blue flame. His voice echoed throughout the area, remember, I'm watching you guys. Naruto, Sasuke, and Neji knew that they had to go back and inform Tsunade of this info. 10 minutes later at the hotel, Sasuke and Neji informed Tsunade of everything that transpired. Tsunade was in utter shock, but happy at the same time. Sakura spoke, so did he say anything else? Neji shook his head, he didn't say anything else. I'm not really worried about him, I'm more worried about the Cloud Junin with the blue hair. Sakura was curious, why is that, Neji? Do you believe he's that strong? Kakashi spoke, something is definitely off with him. I hate to admit, but I'm certain that I probably couldn't beat him. Really, Kakashi-sensei? This guy must be something then. Sakura thought out loud. Sasuke looked at Sakura, he's not that impressive, but he is definitely stronger than the rest of those cloud idiots. He wants to kill me and the Dobe, by the way, where the hell is he? Naruto was on the balcony of Tsunade's room. He was looking down at the village. Tsunade decided to join Naruto. Naruto, are you okay? I'm fine. Naruto kept his gaze on the village. Tsunade gave him a sad look, then turned to walk away. Aba-chan, can I ask you something? Tsunade turned back around to face Naruto, who was still looking down at the village. Sure, Naruto, what do you want? My mother, I know about my father, but what was my mother's name? Naruto asked. Tsunade gave joyous smile, her name was Namikaze Uzumaki Kushina. Her maiden name was Uzumaki, which is where you get your name. I didn't know your mother that well, you would have to ask Kakashi about her, he knows more. However, I can tell you what I do know about her. Would you tell me what you know? Well, Naruto, I met her only a handful of times in my life, but she was a very nice lady. She had long beautiful brown hair and mesmerizing blue eyes. Your mother was a beautiful woman. She seemed nice the times we met. Every time we met she was scolding your father about eating too much ramen. Tsunade laughed at the memory of the women chastising the Yondaime. She walked up and placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Naruto, I am truly sorry that we told you now, but it was the perfect time to do so. If it were my decision, you would have found out when you were able to talk. Naruto, I'm not going to ask you to join the village again, you have truly sacrificed too much and helped the village numerous times. If it means anything, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. Naruto continued to look at the village. I know you are. Naruto looked away from the city and turned to face Tsunade. Aba-chan, there is something in the scroll Kakashi gave me about the Namikaze house, do you know where it is located? When we get back to the village, I will show you personally. Tsunade turned to gaze upon the mist village. Naruto turned his eye back on the village as well. The two stood there in silence. One thinking of what to say to her son when she finally saw him. The other, worrying about what the message given to him by Senziru and the scroll Kakashi had given him. So Raiho-sensei wants me to take the trials. If he's willing to pass the sword down to me, something bad is going to happen soon. I also have to go to the Namikaze house to get the scroll that's mentioned in the scroll Kakashi gave me. Naruto took the kunai out of his pouch and examined it. Maybe that scroll will tell me how to perform the Hiraishin. The scroll you gave Kakashi was to cryptic father. What is it that you're trying to tell me? Naruto looked at the full moon. The days ahead of him were going to challenge him like he had never been challenged before. That much he knew for certain. 10 p.m. Konoha. It was late in Konoha and the streets were becoming less crowded. Since the war started, civilians have been ordered to be home by 10. Yumi, who was at the Ichiraku ramen stand, not because she liked ramen but because she could talk with her new friend Ayami. It was a slow night. Ayami used the time to talk with Yumi. The topics of conversation were guys, girly things, and whatnot. When the curfew arrived, Ayami looked to Yumi. Well, it's time we head home. Yes, I should head back to the hotel. Well, Ayami, it's been good talking to you. I'll see you tomorrow, later. Ayami waved at her new friend. Bye, Yumi. Yumi walked to the direction of the hotel, which was about a 10-minute walk. Unknown to her, there were 4 ninja lurking high above. The ninjas nodded at each other, then blurred out of sight. Yumi kept walking without any knowledge of this. She was left to her thoughts. One went back to Naruto and the talk they had before he left, and other thoughts about the village. She didn't hate the village, but she didn't like the looks that they were giving her. She was kicked out of one of the stores earlier that day. The owner had called her a demon lover. Yumi was hurt by this comment. If only a little of what she witnessed today was Naruto's treatment, then she could understand his hatred for this village. Yumi just sighed. Prejudice would be something that would always remain in this world. She shook herself from those thoughts and continued her trek to the hotel. Yumi passed an alley where she saw a young girl crying. Yumi went over to help the little girl. Are you okay, sweetie? Did you lose your mommy and daddy? Yes, I want to go home. The little girl said while still crying. Yumi extended her hand to the little girl and smiled. Come, I will help you find your mommy and daddy. The little girl extended her hand, but when she grabbed it, she suddenly gave a smirk. She then transformed into a leaf nin, who was about Kakashi's height, with black hair, black eyes, and a scar on his cheek. He threw her to the wall. 3 more ninja appeared next to the man. All of the said ninja were Kakashi age or older. The guy holding her squeezed her neck more. The nin in the middle stepped up to her and gave her a smirk. Sawado Gidu, nice to meet you, demon slut. Yumi struggled for air, but the guy had a firm grip on her throat. Gidu walked up to her and slapped her. The nin holding her throat dropped her to the ground. Yumi clutched her face. Before Yumi could do anything, she was kicked into the wall by one of the nins. Yumi tried to stand but was pinned to the wall by 2 nins. One held her left arm while the other held her right arm. Gidu walked up to her and clutched her face with his hand. Your demon boyfriend held a knife to my throat a couple of days back. I would return the favor, but what I have planned should suffice. Gidu licked her neck. Yumi closed her eyes and cried. This guy and his friends were going to try and rape her. Gidu went to grab Yumi's shirt, but she kicked him in the gonads. This caused him to back away for a second. When he regained composure, he hit her so hard that she became unconscious. Gidu smiled. This was going to be fun, he thought. Gidu walked up to her. He was about to rip of her shirt, but he found that his hand stopped inches away. The other nins wondered what he was doing but didn't have time to contemplate because bugs started crawling on them. The men that had bugs on them bodies went limp, causing them to pass out. Gidu started to back up away from Yumi. My body, what the hell is going on? Gidu said with a slightly fearful voice. Gidu started taking steps toward a shadow of a man until he finally came face to face with Konoha's lead strategist. Shikamaru wore a lazy facial expression. You weren't going to rape that defenseless lady over there, now were you? Gidu was scared. Although he was a Junin, he stood no chance against Shikamaru. Shikamaru looked behind himself. What are you doing here, Shino? Shino stepped out of the shadow. I was ordered by Tsunade-sama to watch over her. The bug on her neck let of a sonar sound that my bugs picked up. One of my bugs informed me she was in danger. May I ask what are you doing here, Shikamaru? Naruto asked me to watch over her. I didn't think watching over her would be this troublesome, but it is. Shikamaru stated. Shikamaru turned to the leaf nin still in his hold. You are officially under arrest for attacking a person with temporary citizenship here in Konoha. Shino, drain him of his energy and alert Anbu. Shino complied and drained him of him energy, causing the guy to drop to the ground. Shino threw a kunai with note around it in the air, causing it to explode, leaving a red flare in the air. In a matter of minutes, Anbu appeared on the scene. 5 Anbu members appeared on the scene. One of them walked forth to address the member of the Nara clan. Shikamaru, what is the problem here? Shikamaru pointed to the men behind him. These men here attacked a lady with temporary citizenship. Shino and I caught them in the act. If you will take them in, they are under arrest. The female Anbu captain with purple hair motioned for one her soldiers to pick of the female, and the laid out leaf nins. Take them to the holding cell and take the girl to the hospital. The Anbu members phased out of sight, leaving the captain alone with Shikamaru and Shino. Yugao-san, you know what is going to happen if Naruto finds out. Shikamaru said to the lady. Yes, and I pray for that poor soul. However, any man who sees fit to try and rape a woman shouldn't wear the leaf symbol. I will make sure that his punishment fit the crime. Well, I'm off. Take care of yourself, Nara-san. Yugao disappeared in a puff of smoke. Shikamaru sighed. He turned around to face Shino only to find that the young man was gone. I guess I should head over to the hospital for a while. She didn't look hurt too bad. Goddamn Naruto, why the hell did you ask me to help with a troublesome task, you yellow hair bastard? I could be getting some sleep, but no, you asked me to watch that girl. No sense in complaining, I better get going. Shikamaru disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving the alley deserted once again. At the hospital, it was about half hour that the incident took place. Yumi was starting to wake up. When she opened her eyes, everything was blurry. After adjusting her eyes to the brightness of the lights, Yumi saw the brunette that she saw when she was at the Hokage office. The lady smiled at her. How do you feel, Yumi-san? Yumi sat up in the bed. I feel okay. After Yumi realized what happened, she started to panic. Oh my god, what happened? Did that guy, did he? Yumi was tearing up when a voice cut her off. No, I stopped it before it got that far. Yumi looked up to see a guy standing against the wall. Shikamaru, you saved me. Shikamaru pointed to the person next to Yumi's bed. Shino also helped. I'm glad he did, it would have to troublesome to deal with those other guys. Yumi turned to her right to see Shino standing like a statue. Yumi jumped up and hugged him before he could realize what happened. She started crying tears of joy. Thank you, Shino-san. Shino didn't know how to react. In fact, his face had a slight blush. Yumi broke away and got up to walk over to Shikamaru and kissed on the cheek. Thank you too, Shikamaru-san. Shikamaru looked at Yumi. Just try not to be so damn troublesome. Anyway, I have to go. I got things to do, later. Shizune walked to Yumi's side. Well, I healed you. You're lucky that those ninja didn't harm you too badly. There are no visible cuts, and if you want you can leave. Shino will escort you to the hotel room. Shino spoke. Actually, I cannot do that, Shizune-san. I have other matters to tend to. I have asked Rock Lee if he would escort Yumi back to her hotel. Okay, that will work. Shizune responded. Rock Lee reporting for duty. Lee screamed, causing everyone in the hospital to jump slightly. Shizune gave Lee a forced smile. Lee-san, remember that this is a hospital, you can't be too loud. Lee, could you please wait for Yumi outside? I have to finish up with her in here. Shino, you're excused as well. Both men nodded and headed out. Shizune turned back to Yumi. Are you okay? Because if you need to talk, we can talk about anything you want. I just want to put this behind me. Shizune, please don't tell Naruto of this incident. I fear that he might kill those guys if he knew what happened, and I don't want people to see him as monster. He has dealt with too much, so promise me you won't tell him. Yumi asked the medic Nin. I won't tell him. I do think he should know, but that's up to you. Well, Yumi-san, if there is anything that you wish to talk about, just come and see me. Come, let's go. Shizune placed her hand out, signaling Yumi to go first. The two ladies walked to the exit where Rock Lee was waiting with his sensei. It has come to my attention that Lee has been asked to protect Yumi-san. I, the beautiful green beast of Konoha, will escort you to your hotel with the assistance of the greatest pupil a man ever had. Guy's remarks caused Sweet to drop behind Shizune and Yumi's heads. Shizune looked at Guy. This is perfect. Guy and Lee, your job is to stand watch over Yumi until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You two are to stay outside of her and her mother's door and protect them. Guy responded, this is an excellent mission. If I fail to protect Yumi and her mother, then I will run from here to Suna and then back to Konoha. I will also do 500 laps upon my return. Guy-sensei, that is great. If I fail to protect Yumi-san, I will do the same. You're the greatest, Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Shizune cleared her throat, catching the attention of everyone. You guys better get going, I have things to do. Shizune turned around, headed back into the hospital. One of the nurses ran up to her. Shizune-san, it's Hinata's room, you have to come, hurry. Shizune followed the nurse. When they arrived at Hinata's room, the door was wide open. The room was nice and neat, however, there was no Hinata in it. Shizune walked in the room to find a note. Shizune-san, don't worry about me, I'm okay. I will be back in 2 months. Please, can you cover for me until then? Also, tell Naruto-kun that I said thank you. Shizune started rubbing her head. This wasn't happening. Shizune walked out of the room. She turned to the gathered medics. As far as anyone is concerned, Hyuga Hinata is still in this room. Don't worry, she's okay. This note proves it. Shizune walked past the confused medics. She was heading back to the Hokage Tower. How am I going to explain this to Tsunade-sama? Well, I hope you're alright, Hinata, because Tsunade-sama is going to kill me. Shizune continued to walk to the tower, thinking of how she was going to break the news to Tsunade. Mist Village. Temari and Kankaru had scouted out the Rock Nins and the Cloud Nins. Watching the fight with Naruto, then following the Rock Nins and Cloud Nins, they discovered nothing of importance. The only thing that they couldn't figure out is why did that blue-haired Cloud Nin wanted Naruto and Sasuke dead. There was something definitely there, but they would wait until the cloud played enough pieces so they could predict their movement. Temari and Kankaru arrive at the roof of the hotel, where Gaara was sitting looking at the full moon. Without looking at them, Gaara spoke. Report. We didn't find much out, Gaara. The Rock Nins headed to their hotels and the Cloud Nins had an altercation with Naruto. It seems that the female Cloud Nin wants to kill Naruto for killing her father, the leader of Akatsuki. The blue-haired Cloud Nin also said that he wishes to kill Naruto and the Uchiha. What do you think is going on, Gaara? Gaara remained quiet. He was thinking over what Temari said and why did they want Naruto and Sasuke dead. It finally hit him. I see what the cloud is trying to do. Kankaru spoke. What is it that they're trying to do, Gaara? They're trying to take out 2 of the Leaf's most valuable assets. If they take out Sasuke, then the Leaf loses its future Hokage, and if they take out Naruto, they take out another threat. I don't know what they're planning exactly, but they're using this meeting as an intermission period so they can collect themselves and come up with a better strategy. You two rest, I will try to figure the rest of this out tomorrow. Temari and Kankaru nodded, then headed inside the hotel. Gaara looked up at the moon again. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? I guess I will have to wait to see what happens. Naruto was lying on the bed looking at the ceiling. Everyone had their own room. Naruto was thinking over things. He heard a knock at the door. This caused him to turn to the door. Come in, it's open. Naruto saw Neji enter his room. Oh, it's you, Neji. What do you want? Neji leant against the wall near the door. It's about Hinata-sama. I was wondering, how long until she wakes up? I really don't know. Naruto answered. Naruto, I was wondering if it's possible for you to have my seal removed as well, Neji asked. Neji, Hinata's situation and yours is different. I could take you to get the seal removed, but then people would get suspicious, especially Hiashi. No, Just wait and see what happens. Naruto said. Naruto, I have an idea of why you removed the seal from Hinata. You think she is strong enough to challenge her father. Hinata is going to need my help if she's going to try and change the Hyuga. Naruto. Please, for Hinata, me, and the promise that you made to help change the Hyuga, help me get this seal removed so I can help her. Neji pleaded. Look at you. Do have so little faith in Hinata. The fact of the matter is that she's not as weak as you all might think she is. I already did my part to help change the Hyuga, the rest lies with Hinata. Besides, I have my own shit to deal with right now, Neji, so if you would please leave. Naruto said the Hyuga. Neji stepped out of the door partially before turning back to Naruto. I hope you're right about this, Naruto. However, I still think that you should have my seal removed to help her. This isn't your fight, Neji. It's Hinata's and Hinata's alone. Let her deal with it. Naruto said. Neji walked away thinking about what Naruto said. Neji wanted to change the Hyuga way for so long, but couldn't due to his seal. Neji truly was a slave in his own family. 10 a.m. the next day. Tsunade was on the balcony looking out at the village below her. She was just informed by Miss Nins that the leaders of Grass, Rain, Waterfall, and Star Village had arrived about an hour ago. It was 2 hours before the meeting and Tsunade was getting a bad feeling about this whole thing. Kakashi landed next to Tsunade. Tsunade-sama, what are you thinking about? Kakashi asked. That Raikage is planning something, I just can't figure it out. What did you find out, Kakashi? Tsunade asked. Well, I couldn't find out much when everyone was asleep during the night except me. The Raikage and the Chuchikage are closely guarded and their nins aren't letting anything slip. It doesn't matter, we will find out soon enough anyway. By the way, where is Naruto? Kakashi asked. I don't know, I'm sure he's okay. I think I need to talk to Gaara. Maybe he knows something. Tsunade said. You already know what he knows. He had Temari and Kankaru follow Naruto. What Sasuke and Neji told you about that guy wanting to kill Naruto and Sasuke is the same thing I was told by Gaara. Kakashi responded. They might try something while Naruto and Sasuke are here. Leave me, Kakashi, I got some thinking to do. Kakashi pulled out his book and walked and disappeared. Tsunade was trying to figure out what was really going on here. She couldn't figure it out for the life of her. Tsunade decided to leave her room for a bit and walk around the village to clear her head. Tsunade left the hotel and walked down the street in Mist Village. She looked around to see ninjas with mist forehead protectors and swords on their backs walking around the village. The leader of the Leaf was trying to find something to do with the 2 hours she had left to burn. On a roof behind her, a man in a black cloak followed the women's every movement. Tsunade sensed someone was watching her from behind. When she turned around to look at the rooftop of the building about 20 feet away from here, she saw nothing. Tsunade decided to keep her eyes open, someone was definitely following her. Tsunade turned to her left and saw a bar with a slot machine in it. She figured it wouldn't hurt to play for a little while, it would help her burn the time. Tsunade went in and played. Sakura was looking for her sensei. Tsunade now only had 20 minutes to get to the meeting. Sakura saw Tsunade in the bar playing the slot machine. She walked inside the bar to have the eyes of a couple guys follow her as she walked. Sakura just ignored them and walked up to her sensei. Sakura tapped Tsunade on the shoulder. Tsunade-sama, the meeting is about to start soon. Kakashi-sensei and everyone else is there. We should hurry. Wait one more quarter and I'll win. It's going to happen this time, I can feel it. Tsunade said to her apprentice. Tsunade-sama, we have to go now. What would it look like if the Hokage is late? Tsunade looked at Sakura. You're right, let's go. Nobody could win off of those things anyway. The two women left the bar. Sakura led Tsunade to the designated place that they were to have the meeting. It was large building. Tsunade figured that the meeting wouldn't take place in the Mizukage Tower, that would be just asking for a future attack. The two women were greeted by the Mist Shinobi who allowed them to pass. After a minute or so of walking, they entered a room that looked like a committed chamber. In the middle of the chamber was a meeting table. The Raikage, Chuchikage, Mizukage, Kazekage, the leader of Rain, Grass, and Waterfall were all sitting at the table. Tsunade walked up and took her seat next to Gaara and the leader from the Grass, with the leader of Waterfall sitting next to Gaara. The Raikage was facing Tsunade on the opposite side, sitting in between the leader of Rain and Earth. The Mizukage was at the head of the table. The shinobi guards for various village leaders were standing 10 feet behind their respective leaders at the table. Naruto stood between Sakura and Neji. Kakashi was on Naruto's left and on Neji's right. Temari and Kankaru were both standing next to Kakashi. Kun and the other Junin were standing behind the Raikage. Kun looked back and forth at Sasuke and Naruto, giving off an evil smirk. Kumoko was glaring daggers at Naruto for beating her badly. The rock nins to the left of Kun and the rain nins to the right of Kadan gave Naruto the same looks of hate. All of them got mad because Naruto wasn't looking at any of them. His arms were folded and his head was down as if he was sleeping. The Mizukage spoke, "Welcome village leaders. It seems we are here today to try and stop this war going on. When I got the letter from the Raikage, I was honored to hold the peace negotiations here in the mist. It's time that we bring an end to this war. More importantly, it's time we make a standing peace treaty. Raikage Dono, you were the one to propose this meeting, I give you the floor." The Raikage cleared his throat. "Thank you Mizukage Dono. The reason I called this meeting was to put an end to the needless bloodshed between our villages. The only reason we don't have the fourth great ninja war on our hands is because the Mist Village was wise enough to stay out of the war. As far as I could remember, my village has had conflict with the Leaf. The same can be said for the Rock, I'm sure. I called this meeting so the war between the Leaf and Cloud can be stopped. Because of our actions, we have dragged the sand, rock, grass, rain, and the waterfall into our war due to their alliance. I think we should bring an end to this. What do you think, Hokage Dono?" Tsunade looked at the Raikage, who had a fake smile plastered on his face. "I agree. There are too many people losing loved ones to this war. I would love to end this war, but the fact of the matter is that you declared war on the Leaf. What do you propose we do now to end this war that we couldn't have done about 8 months ago?" The Raikage responded, "Well, after the fall of the Sound, it was brought to my attention that Konoha was after the land in Rice Country. I mean, it would make greater addition to the Fire Country. However, Rice Country is on the border of Lightning Country. We had to act quick and that's what we did." Gaara spoke, "That is a pathetic excuse to wage war on a village. Besides, the daimyos of each respective country could have decided what to do with the land. Also, Rice was a country that didn't have a shinobi village to start with. It was run by feudal lords and daimyos. This is a pathetic excuse. If you are going to make up something, at least have better story." The Raikage smiled at Gaara. "Well, Kazekage Dono, it isn't something that I fabricated, it is all true. The Rice Country was already poor to begin with. Orochimaru started the Sound. He was in complete control, which was the deal he made with the feudal lords. He would bring prosperity to the country if they gave him total control. Since he was killed, it was decided that lightning added rice to our country." Tsunade spoke, "I see now. You wanted the fertile lands in Rice Country. Gaara does make a valid point. The excuse to even start a war based on assumptions questions your ability as leader. We could have avoided this war and talked it over. The truth is the Leaf Village wasn't even thinking about adding rice to Fire Country. Although we weren't thinking about it, I do believe that we should divide it. Hear how it's going to go. The south and west of Rice will got to my village, since it is geographically closer. The north and east section of Rice will go to Cloud. Do you agree to these terms?" The Raikage continued to smile. "Yes, those terms are perfect. Now we just have to get a map, draw up divider lines." The Mizukage motioned for his men to get a map of the Rice Country. While he was doing that, Naruto turned to Neji and whispered, "You know that this whole thing about him wanting to divide Rice is total bullshit. He's planning something." Neji spoke, "I know. It's like Hokage-sama said, this war could have been avoided but it wasn't." Sakura joined in on the conversation. "Well, Tsunade just confirmed that he is planning something." Naruto glanced at Sakura. "How so?" Sakura spoke, "I'm no expert, but everyone knows that the south and the west of Rice are more fertile. If the war was truly about that, then he wouldn't have agreed to her deal so quickly." Neji heard what Sakura said and responded, "I guess this war isn't going to end even after this meeting. Looks like the Leaf will keep you employed until it's completely over. I don't care, 90 million is well worth it. Anyway, it's best we keep our ears open, we might miss something." Naruto informed the two, who nodded and turned back to listen. After the dividing the sections, Tsunade spoke, "Also, for dragging our allies into this mess, it is our duty to split the profit on whatever comes out of the rice." The Raikage was a bit hesitant to answer this question. He didn't want to split profits, the profits gained would put his village in a better position. It seemed Tsunade forced him into position where he had to say, yes, that sounds fair. The Amekage or the leader of Rain spoke, well, since this war has started, the selection of Chunin candidates have been based on the council of my village. Although I have no problem with that, I think it would be better if we go back to the format that we had before the start of this war. The Mizukage spoke, that is good idea. The Chunin exams have always been used as a way to show the village's strength without the needs of war. Since I'm mediating this treaty, I think it would be best to hold it here in the Mist Village. Gaara spoke once more, the Sand will open up its doors for the exam. Chuchikage spoke next, Sand hosted the last Chunin exam. We should continue with tradition and hold it in the next host village. What village was to host it next? Tsunade spoke, the Leaf was the next village to host it. But I don't feel that the Leaf should host it. The Mist is better suited for it. The Rakage waved Tsunade off, nonsense. The Leaf will be capable, I mean it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It can be months from now whenever is good for your village. Gaara thought about this for a moment. Why did it have to be held at the Leaf? Logically, the Leaf was the next village to host it, so it would only be right, but he knew there was something behind them wanting to hold it at the Leaf. Gaara would worry about it later. The Chuchikage spoke, how does 6 months sound Hokage Dono? Tsunade thought about it for a moment, 6 months is fine. I think it's time we sign some papers documenting the treaty between villages. I couldn't agree more, the Rakage stated with an evil smirk. The papers were brought forth. Tsunade and the Rakage both signed the agreement. Looked up at the Rakage after she finished signing the paper, it's official, this war is over. However, if I see Cloud Nins near Konoha borders, I will not hesitate to remove them off of our territory by force. The Rakage responded, likewise Hokage Dono. I figure it should take about a month to get this straightened out with the government of Rice Country. I'm glad we can come to an agreement, Tsunade, no hard feelings. Nope, not unless you try to attack my village again, we have no problems. Tsunade told the leader of Cloud. Kakashi spoke loud enough for Neji to hear, so he's going to try and finish this war. This tactic has been used already, let's see where he takes it. Neji spoke, I assume we are leaving immediately after this meeting is over. Yes, Kakashi stated. The both looked back to see that the meeting was now officially over. Tsunade walked out followed by her entourage. Gaara and his siblings quickly followed. Everyone was now heading towards the docks. Gaara was walking beside Tsunade, you know that the whole Rice Country thing was complete nonsense. I have fought in so many wars during my time, of course I know that was complete bull. If my gut is right about this, and it usually is, then we are about to have another great ninja war on our hands, Tsunade told Gaara. What about the Mist? We should have them as allies. It would greatly swing things in our favor, Gaara suggested. That's not possible. Everyone turned to Naruto to see what he meant by that. Sakura spoke, care to elaborate, Naruto? Well, I've been thinking, and the question that I came up with is why would he want to hold the summit here in the Mist? Sure, the Mist Village is neutral, but there has to be another reason. Naruto informed Sakura. Tsunade finished up, Naruto's right. The reason I said we're going to have another great shinobi war on our hands is because the Mist is going to get involved. I hate to say it, but they won't be fighting on our side. Sakura looked at Tsunade, but sensei, why would the Mist get involved? Kakashi spoke next, the Rakage had to promise him something, what it is I don't know, but it has to be something if he wants to get involved. Well, whatever it is, we have to start planning. Tsunade stated. Sasuke spoke, deja vu all over again. Yes, so it would seem. However, we will be prepared. But he will have more troops than Orochimaru. Kakashi stated. Temari was thought about something, Tsunade-sama, what are you going to do about guest at the exams? If he plans to follow Orochimaru, then how are you going to evacuate all of those people? I'm not really worried about that, it's covered. What I am worried about is 3 ninja villages attacking us at once. I guess with the help of Suna, Grass, and Waterfall, we'll be able to end the war in 6 months. Tsunade informed Temari. So we'll be making our last stand there then. Gaara stated. More or less yes. When we get back to Leaf I will inform my troops. I will also send out messenger birds to Grass. Neji, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto here, you guys will go to Waterfall to inform them of our plan. Seeing as Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke have been there and know how to get inside the village, it shouldn't be a problem for you guys. I think I'll pass. Naruto said. What? You're still under contract, Naruto. Tsunade stated. I have other things to take care of. Don't worry, I'll be back in about 2 weeks. I have to go to see country. If this Senziru guy is right, then I have to go. Tell Yumi I'm sorry. Naruto turned around and walked off. He headed towards a different boat. Tsunade looked at Naruto's back, then turned back to Sakura. Well, I guess you, Neji, and Sasuke will be going. I will assign someone else to your team when we get back in the village. Kakashi spoke. So what do you want me to do? Tsunade looked at the copy nin, nothing at the moment. I will think of something when I get back in the village, that much is certain. Anyway, we should be going now. The group got on the boat. In about 7 hours, they would be back in the Leaf Village. Tsunade was a little disappointed that she didn't get to see Senziru, but she couldn't think about that now. Knowing that he's alive is enough. Tsunade knew she had a lot to prepare for. She just hoped that Konoha was ready for what was to come. Back at the meeting room in Mist. In the meeting room, the Raikage, Chuchikage, leader of Rain, and the Mizukage all remained with their entourages. So Mizukage, you will join us. With the Golden Fox fighting in this war, I'm sure it's a matter of time before Saichi Kaito shows himself. You can finally take him down. Without him the mist won't be divided as it is now. Raikage spoke. How do you know of that? The Mizukage asked in shock. The Raikage spoke. I know that many felt that he should have been Mizukage, but you framed him for the murder of the previous feudal lord and Mizukage. With him out of the way, the faction that is loyal to him yet serve you will fall. Fight with us, Mizukage. So you're saying that I will get Saichi Kaito. If I do this, I want to kill him personally. The Mizukage stated. The Raikage shrugged. I don't care, you can do whatever you want to him. From what my intelligence has gathered, he appears at almost every Chunin event with the exception of the one this village hosts, of course. I think he likes to check out the participants and their potential for the future. I'm certain that he will be in the Leaf. You can go after him. Just tell me you will align yourself with Cloud, Rain, and Earth. I agree. The Mizukage responded. Great. Send your best Genin team to the exam. When the teams advance, we will be invited to watch our teams. Once inside of Konoha, we will strike the heart of the village. Konoha will fall. All of us will have our forces there. This will be great, truly great. The Raikage stated. The Chuchikage looked at the Raikage. So, what are we going to do about Uzumaki? After what he did, I can assure you that the Amekage wouldn't disagree with me about wanting him. Kuin stepped up and spoke. He's off limits. Uzumaki and Uchiha Sasuke are my targets. You can do whatever, but if you guys get in my way, I won't hesitate to kill you. The bald-headed Ronin spoke. Do you really think you can back up that threat? Kuin spoke once more. Yes, I think I can, but you are not my enemy. You can select any other target but not Uzumaki and Uchiha. Those two are mine. The Chuchikage spoke to break the tension. Okay, if it's not too much, could you just give us his head? Kuin responded. Sure, he won't need it anyway. Well, gentlemen, we should head back to our respective villages to prepare. Kuin, Kadan, Kumoko, Roba, and Daki, prepare the ship we are leaving today. Well, gentlemen, I will be heading back to my hotel for rest. You gentlemen enjoy your day. The Raikage and his group exited out of the place. He has walked back to the hotel he was staying at. He had a smile on his face. Phase 2, complete. Next phase, the fall of the Manashu clan. At the docks, Naruto watched as the boat to the Leaf sailed off. He talked to the captain of the boat going to see country, and the guy informed him that they would be leaving in a couple of minutes. After a couple of minutes passed, Naruto stepped on the boat, his next destination sea country. Naruto decided to go to the head of the boat and look out into the sea. The spot he had planned to go was occupied by a man in a black cloak. The man turned around as he heard footsteps get closer. When he laid his golden brown eyes on Naruto, he gave a slight smile. So I see you're heading to sea country. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. Just to collect info on the meeting. How did it go? Senziru asked. The Cloud will probably attack during the next Chunin exams in 6 months. That's basically it in a nutshell. Naruto informed the Senziru. Okay, that's good to know. I have to head to the Leaf Village now. I think it's time to go home. Senziru stated. Senziru looked at Naruto. Naruto, you should up your GS level. I did already. I moved it up to level 4. I have 6 months to get it to maybe 5. Senziru disappeared in a reddish-orange flame. Naruto snorted, show off. Naruto looked out to the sea. It would only take him a couple of hours to get to sea country. Naruto just continued to look, preparing for what was to come. In a location unknown, Hinata continued her trek up a tall mountain. With the weight of the gravity on her body, it was a physically grueling task. Hinata was determined to reach the top, which wasn't that far by the way. Hinata finally continued until she finally got to the top of the mountain. In front of her stood a big house. The young Hyuga tried to catch her breath, her knees were on her hand and she was breathing hard. Finally catching her breath, Hinata walked towards the house. She knocked on the door and waited till the person answered. It seems that you decided to take me up on my offer. Yes, Naya-san, if it's not too much trouble, I would like to use this next month to train and have you teach me how to remove the caged seal. Hinata stated. Come in and have a seat, I will be back with some tea. Naya let the young lady in. Naya walked off to get some tea while Hinata took a seat. A couple of minutes later, Naya came back with cups of tea. Here you go, sweetie. Let me tell you how it's going to go. You will wake up 5 every morning so I can teach about basic sealing. We will do this until noon for about 2 weeks. From 1 p.m. to about 8 p.m. that is your time to help you get used to the gravity. I will spar with you from time to time, but I must tell you that I'm not as strong as Naruto or Tsunade, but my skills are that of a Junin, which should be sufficient enough. The 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. training schedule will be for the complete 4 weeks. The 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. schedule will be the same, however, the last 2 weeks I will be teaching you how to remove the caged seal. I don't expect it to take that long, but one can never be too sure. Between the hours of 12 to 1 it will be your lunch break, and between the hours of 8 to 9 it will be dinner time and your time to cleanse yourself. You will be in bed by 9 p.m. Do we have an understanding, Hinata-san? Hinata nodded, yes we do. Training will commence tomorrow, until then you are free to tour my house and look around outside. Okay. Oh, and Naya-san. Naya turned back to look at the girl, Thank you for everything. Naya smiled at the girl, don't mention it. Well, I have stuff I have to work on, Hinata. Your room is on the 2nd floor, the 5th door to the left. Hinata watched Naya walk off. The young white-eyed girl headed up to the room that was assigned to her. She figured she should rest up. From what Naya told her, Hinata was going to need every ounce of rest she could get. Leaf Village 7 hours later. In a local bar, a man was sitting drinking a cup of sake. He could sense the ninjas patrolling the area, keeping an eye on him. It was to be expected, after all he did look suspicious. Senziru got up and walked out of the bar and proceeded to walk to clearing in the village away from civilians. His plan was to just take in the village, but 3 Junins that surrounded him had different plans. Alba, along with Kotetsu and Izumo, who achieved their ranks a year ago, surrounded the said man. With his hood on, it was impossible to see who he was. Alba, who was directly facing him, spoke, state your name and your business here in the Leaf. My business is none of your concern. You guys should just let me go, you 3 are far outclassed. Izumo looked at Kotetsu, who nodded in agreement. Both men immediately took to the air, Kaiten, Gukakyu no Justu. The fire hit the where Senziru stood. When the fire cleared, he was nowhere in sight. The 2 Junins landed on the ground and looked around them. Before they realized what happened, he punched Kotetsu in the gut. Izumo tried to with a fist, but he spun around, chopped him in the back of the neck. Both men were unconscious in a matter of seconds. Alba studied the man. He knew the guy was good, probably better than Kakashi. He still had to try. I can't beat this guy. But if I do a big fire jutsu to alert everyone, that should work. Alba did the hand seals for a fire jutsu. When he finished, a big stream of that would be seen by ninjas, thus alerting to his location. Tsunade and everyone had just got off of the boat. Tsunade, along with most of the shinobi in the village, saw a big stream of fire. That was near the Nankano River. Without hesitation, Tsunade and everyone else headed over to the location. Kurenai and Asuma, who were sitting in a tree not far from the location, saw it too. They knew something was wrong. They took off to the location. Ino, Tenten, Chuji, who were walking down the street, saw the blaze. They immediately dropped what they were doing to head over to the location. In the Hyuga compound, Hyashi and Hanabi were training in the courtyard. Hyashi and Hanabi both turned to see the fire. He ignored it. Let's continue. Yes, father. The two continued their training. The Anbu squad that was stationed in the village saw the fire. They all jumped up immediately and blurred out of sight. Alba landed on the ground panting. He smiled at the man before him. You have no choice but to answer questions now. Ninjas will be here in a matter of minutes. On cue, he was surrounded by a number of ninjas. The Anbu captain spoke, state your business or we will have to use force. Senziru surveyed the area, then his eyes landed on Kurenai. A smile crossed his lips. He looked at the Anbu captain. I was just touring this village, but I was attacked. I also have information for the Hokage. What information do you have for me? Tsunade stated, causing everyone to turn around to face her. Senziru smiled again. Well, what I want to tell you is this. He phased out of sight, planting a kick towards Tsunade's head, but it was blocked. The other ninjas were about to jump in when Kakashi ordered him to stand down. He pulled out his book and continued to read while Tsunade and the said guy were fighting. Tsunade was on the defensive and everyone could see that. She decided to step it up and go on the attack. She planted a kick that was blocked. Senziru jumped back to provide spacing between himself and the Hokage. He ripped the sleeve off his left arm to find that his forearm was bruised. God damn it, I forgot she hits hard as hell. Senziru proceeded to heal his arm. He got back in a fighting stance. Sorry about that, I didn't expect you hit so hard. It's a good thing I know a few medical jutsus. Don't worry, the next attack will put you down. I will say that medical jutsu is useful for a novice, Tsunade stated. You're right. You would think growing up with the best medic nin in the world and being taught a few medic jutsus I would be on my way to becoming the next best medic nin. Oh well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Senziru stated. Best medic nin. I don't remember teaching. Tsunade's eyes went wide in shock. She dropped her guard. The cloaked man slowly removed his hood, revealing his raven-colored hair and the same golden brown eyes as Tsunade. Kurenai and Asuma both eyes went wide. After moments of silence, Kakashi looked up from his book. Senziru, long time no see. You sure have changed a lot. Kakashi went back to reading his book. Sweat formed in the back of everyone's head. Tsunade blinked to make sure it was real. She walked up to the man who had height over her and just studied his features. She closed her eyes and a tear fell from one. When she opened her eyes, she had angry expression. Before her realized what happened, she punched him dead in the face, causing him to fly a couple yards back. Tsunade held him by his collar while he was on the ground. You bastard. Where the hell have you been for the last 18 years? Do you know what you put me through, you little shit? I thought you were dead, but I find out that you are alive and kicking, and not once do you come to look for me. She slapped him. Answer me, goddamn it. He watched the tears in her eyes. He responded in a whisper, I couldn't come back. I had stuff that needed to be done. I'm sorry. Tsunade spoke in a low voice. Why didn't you let me know? Senziru stood up and hugged her. I couldn't. But I will tell you everything. Tsunade buried her head into his chest and cried. Ino, who was standing next to her sensei, and Kurenai smiled. So that's Tsunade's son. He's cute for an older guy. Kurenai disappeared out view. Asuma sighed. This going to get worse before it gets better. Tsunade lifted her head off of his chest and wiped her tears. She turned to see the assembled shinobi. What the hell are you still standing around for? Get you asses back to work. The ninjas cringed at the sound, then took off immediately. Senziru was walking off, but Tsunade turned back around to catch him leaving. And where the hell do you think you are going? I was going to look for Kurenai. He responded. No, the hell you aren't. You will let her be for right now. I haven't seen you in 18 years, there is no way in hell that you are leaving my sight after 10 minutes of seeing you for the first time. Follow me. Tsunade started to walk off. Senziru put his head down. 18 years later and nothing has changed at all. Tsunade turned back, see him still standing there. I thought I said hurry. He looked up. Sorry, I got lost in thought. Tsunade and Senziru walked side by side. She looked at her son. He's grown to be quite tall. I lost you before, I will not lose you again. If only Dan could see you now. Tsunade was happy. She knew that the happiness wouldn't last. They were preparing for a war in 6 months that would take place in their village. But while she had the time for peace, she would try to focus on getting to know what was once lost to her. Sea country. Naruto had arrived at the compound 3 hours ago. It was now about 8 p.m. and he was watching his sensei and his sensei's daughter spar. The little girl lost after 10 minutes of sparring. The sun is going down, Hayami. We should go in and have dinner. The little girl walked up to Naruto. Naruto Nisan, what do you think? Do you think I'm good? He ruffled the little girl's hair. You were excellent. Who knows, you might surpass your father. You think so? She asked with excitement in her voice. Yes, I do, Naruto answered. The girl ran ahead of them. Yes, Nisan, thanks, I'm going to be stronger than Papa. The girl kept on ranting about how Naruto believed she was strong. Ryuho smiled at his daughter's antics. You know, she begged me to train her when you brought her back to us. I had already intended to do so, but she demanded it. She wakes up every day early to train by herself. She tells me she wants to be as strong as you. It makes an old man jealous that his daughter looks up to you more than her old man. Ryuho crossed his arms, turned his head to the side and pouted. Naruto laughed at his sensei. I'm sorry about that, sensei, but pouting about it won't change it. On a more serious note, when do the trials begin? He turned back to Naruto with a serious expression on his face. We will start the training first thing in the morning. The girl who was a distance ahead of them stopped and looked. Nisan, hurry up, if we don't we won't get a good seat for dinner. Naruto responded, okay, I'm coming, go save a spot for me will you? Naruto turned back to his sensei. Is the training going to be hard? To say it simply, yes. Ryuho responded. Naruto gave a smirk. Good, because I hate easy. The two men continued to the compound with the intent on relaxing, because tomorrow was going to be anything but relaxing. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.